going down the road here to see Mike and Valletta. Seen them walking down the road, and we're going to see if we can get a picture of them. This is our first day of trying to run this outfit. We want to learn to try and take it for on his grandma Crable has their 100th year celebration here in about 2 weeks, so we're trying to learn how to operate this thing and seeing if we're going to get anything on tape. So we just wanted to go down here and check out Mike and Valletta and see how Kate's growing and see what we're doing down here. And they're taking a walk, looks like. Got her in the cart. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we're just hope there ain't nothing coming. Well, I looked both ways. There ain't nothing happening. Yeah, I believe that's Mike and Valletta. I don't know how this is going to look out coming with the sun, but we're looking. Yeah, that's them for sure. Now that's Kate. This is my first day at trying this.
Trying this? This is cool?
Yeah. Hi, Kate. Can you say hi, Kate?
Can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi.
Say cheese.
Did you just go on a bugger ride?
Were you walking down the road? Huh? We're going to practice on this today and send this to Grandma tonight and show her what you look like.
Kool-Aid all over your face.
You had dinner already?
Yeah, we ate at Orlo's Pond.
Oh, you had a picnic today.
We had a picnic, yeah. We have a picnic, Kate? You threw sticks in the pond?
I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm just been playing since.
Been playing with this thing?
Yes.
Can you try it out on your tube and see how it does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you have to do to? You don't have to send it somewhere to develop, or?
No, it'll be taped right here when we're done.
When you're done.
There's Mike and Valletta's house. See if we can get a little closer.
Mostly it's being garage.
It's a house on top of a hill.
Kate, can you
say? Fun. Those cameras look like fun.
Say hi to Ruby.
You say hi, Ruby? Well, Sunday evening about 4:30, time to go chore. Just might make a few comments around the place. This is a garden we tilled yesterday. Gonna plant a few seeds this next week. I guess there's my hat that I got knocked off when I hit the tree branch yesterday. It's laying out there. Really exciting, isn't that? Well, let's take a trip out here to the shed and kind of feed the old cows. Give you a instant replay of feeding the cows on the farm. Well, there's a machine we feed the cows with. It's well, the bale fork holds 10 bales. We pick up 10 of them at a time, take them out. Sometimes we throw them in the feeder, and sometimes we put 10 in a row. We're kind of put 10 in a row this evening so you can kind of see the calves and the cows, and especially the calves that were born this winter. some of the calves that were born this spring. They're all pretty cute little fellas. There's Ma, that thoroughbred horse that Harry both gave me. Kind of enjoy her. Don't get to ride her very much, seems like, but we kind of enjoy her. Pretty good horse. He's a fast runner. And there's just some of the cows. We fed them here, lined up. Really nice day today. About 75 degrees at noon when I came out. The wind wasn't blowing very much, but it's kind of blowing now. But it's a pretty nice day. Had 11 calves. They got 2 in the barn. Had to pull about 4 of them. They just with this new bull, they just let's see where that fell in there. They're just a little bigger calves than normal. There's the old Bullet right there. Semitol bull I bought from Wayne Wickstrom over at Carthage. Sold the other white-faced one to Mark Rupp. And he done a good job. We've had 100% of calves so far, of the ones that were calved, but well, that's so much of the critters out here. Well, we'll take a look at some of the pigs here. We're going to butcher here in about 2-3 weeks. They probably weigh 250, 300 pounds. Now there's making bacon. Well, that came out just right. What do you think? Yes, sir. We're going to butcher here just before long. Got 10 of them earlier and just been grinding feed, butchered them. Going to butcher 2, I guess. Give Chuck and Kim some. Mom and Dad and Brenton eat here at home. Chuck and Diane and Kim and Jeff. Mike and Vleta and Kate. Then we're going over here to the Dude Ranch, where the rest of the horses are. Should have filmed this after dinner with Mike and Vleta here before the sun got in the west. But, you know, I don't ever do everything right, being this first time learning why. Here's old Smoke, he's kind of hungry. Hi, Smoke. Yeah, here's old Smoke. Here's the mama horse. This is my horse, Shoney. She's just right up here. Just want some hay too. There's Kim's horse that we never did break. She's kind of unreal cow, but she's a good, solid horse. Looks good. Got good head on her and so forth. You know horses, don't you see? Well, there was little Chuck's little horse, Weldon Burgess out there. He's a little bitty feller, but he's a pretty nice little pony for riding, for a little person, I guess. And then we go on over here to the barn. 2 little bucket calves that got in here. See if we can find the white-faced heifer, the one that I had to pull out of the cow. I had the front end of the pickup on her, tied her, and then I had the tractor on behind with the come along in between and jacked the calf out. When the calf came out, the hind feet were frozen ready. It come out backwards. So far, he's about 6 weeks old now. They're doing pretty good. We milked the cow with the colostrum first noon there. Mark Rupp came out there and helped me milk her, and got her started. And this one over here, a little limousine calf that I bought from Gary Schrog. Mom, you remember Gary? Skiff, skiff. Skiff. Gary used to come to Missouri with me now and then. Just a bucket calf, a little heifer on a limousine across between a brown Swiss and an Angus. Well, we'll go on over here to see if we can walk straight to the chicken house and gather the eggs. See what else happening on the east side over here. Oh, well, stop here in the corner of the shed. Cheryl might enjoy this. Sun kind of in the wrong way for doing this right now, but we'll see how this comes out. I don't know, Cheryl, if you remember this corner of the hay shed or not, but this is where you were working that one evening and you said, let's put it all away, and I said, no, it's getting late and I'm getting tired. We'd been at it all day and all the hay's gone now except for about 400 bales. Had a pretty good hay selling this winter. Guy picked up 322 bales yesterday, so that's all that's left. Mark and I, we put up about, I don't know, 5,000, 6,000 bales. He's got some to sell yet. That's the rest of the machinery in there for the winter. Here's our butchering kettle that we'll be using next week. And the scalding trough right there. Put the old hog in there and wrap a couple of chains around it. Douse him back and forth in the water and then pull the chains and then flop him right out on a work table. Here we go. We'll go back to the east side where we started. There's a pickup I bought with Aunt Alice's help. That'd be a 85 Chevrolet, 3/4 ton. Pretty nice pickup. That's Brent's car right there. That's a 86 Buick Grand National. Little garden tractor that I worked the garden with yesterday. The old fellers bought him in 1972. Chuck overhauled him once in the ag shop, but put the tiller on and went out to work in the garden, tilled the garden like I showed you out there before. And we got a 39-inch mower on it, front blade. And he works pretty good yet. Got a few parts to overhaul him whenever it needs overhauling again, but got the parts, but just didn't get around to it this winter. So maybe I can get through another summer before I have to work that hard again, don't you see? The old gobblers. We had started out last summer with 14 turkeys in July. These are how big they are now. We butchered 5 of them. Ground 2 of them up and froze 3 of them, I guess. That's a tom. That's a tom over there. The hens are inside, I guess. They're, I'm gonna butcher them again one of these days, and the rest of them. And Moundridge thinks they're pretty big for her roaster, but we got a couple of roasters that they'll fit in, I know of, so they'll be all right. There's the hen right there. So I'd try to get them to gobble here in a minute, but they just won't do her. I'll go over here and see Sally. See if she's around yet. Here's old Sally. Here's old Sally. Come here, Sally. Come here, Sally. There's old Sally. That's Chuck's coon dog. Yeah, there's old Sally right there. She's a pretty good old dog. Chuck uses her in the winter to go hunting. Sit here and bray at the turkeys. And sometimes makes the turkeys gobble. There we go. Got a good gobble out of them that time. And in here's old Sally's companion. I don't know if we can get a picture of him or not. There we go. There's old Wimpy. He's about 10, 11 years old. Kind of blind in one eye and has trouble kind of seeing sometimes. He's been in here with Sally. They slept together in the straw this winter quite a bit. in and out of here, so we'll hope to make him another summer. I don't know if we will. Well, Moundridge ought to be coming home pretty soon. We'll wander off up here at the house. Go back. Miss Sally wants to play a little bit. She's getting kind of hungry. Hey, Sally. There you go. Well, here we go. Woo! She just stuck her cold nose right up against me. Right there. Kind of jerked a little bit. I just wasn't watching straight. We'll go over and see if we can get a picture of Wanika. See what she has to say. Well, come here, Neek. Here, Neek. There she is. She's about 16 years old. She's had a pretty good life on the farm. Sit down, Neek. Sit. 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 That's a good dog. Well, there's one of the little kitties that made it through the winter. Well, I'll see if I could get Brent and Creena out here and take a shot or two of them before Moundridge gets home. I don't know what else to show you on a fine sunny day like this. Just kind of a short over picture of the farm on February 28th, 1988. Way down yonder, I don't know if I'll be able to bring it up here a little bit. There we are. That's a half-mile south of us. Boy, it's tough to walk and keep this thing straight, I'll tell you for sure. You got to keep one eye shut to watch, and I ain't very good at that. Well, there's Brent and Creena. Creena, look at me.
I'm looking.
There's Creena, there's Brent. Where are you going? Going to go over to her house and visit. Well, I'm going to send this to Grandma.
You are?
Yeah.
Night?
Huh?
Grandma night?
Yeah.
You are? It's a little hot.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Sure, we can hear you.
Hi!
I've been walking around talking all day. I probably end up with 15 minutes worth of film.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye!
They're going to her house for supper, and then he's going on to work from there. So he's pretty careful with that car of his. He goes south of the house and down the real hard road where there's not much sand, so he don't get sand. It's really come up this afternoon. Kind of see it blowing. I'm just sitting out here by a tree, just kind of slowly going by, trying to do this better. Kind of waiting on Moundridge to get home so I can get a good picture of her. Slowly go around the farmstead. Before long it'll be green and be having to mow the grass, everything. These are all the neighbors' houses down in there. Cattle out here eating again. Tree right in my way too. East side of the house now, this is where I tilled the garden yesterday. Tilled up pretty nice. This will be our strawberry patch right here. Going the wrong way there. I think Don't know when full moon is, but the old moon's getting pretty bright up there. Yeah, there she is. Gonna be a nice night tonight. Gonna get chilly again, but probably supposed to be around 70 degrees again tomorrow, so be another nice day. There comes Mom. She'll be coming in the driveway right there. And we'll go over here and see if we can catch her as she gets out the garage. That's kind of running and bumping, but she won't know we're not practicing. We'll get a shot out of there as she comes out of the garage. Hi, Mom. We just been out here taking over the farm and taking a few pictures. Gonna go in and play this after a while and see how it looks.
You'll be able to play it?
Yeah.
Wimpy have water? Did you feed Wimpy?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna go in the house now and see how this thing plays out. Life on the farm, February 28th, 1988.
Is that thing recording our voices? Huh?
Yeah.
What's for supper?
They haven't fixed nothing.
Okay, you got... Okay, let's keep all this stuff. Here's the box for that. Over here. Now what is this?
Man of leisure.
Hey. Well, plus, can't you buy little adapters that you put them into an adapter and slip it in your VCR and you watch it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Are we gonna set the table already?
I'm not sure we're gonna sit.
Well, I was gonna say.
Okay. Why?
We can watch it
You
twice.
can watch it twice if you
Oh,
want to. If
because
you
then
don't want to,
always
you don't have to
see
watch it.
different things.
Yes.
Are you gonna sweep? Oh, you're repairing.
New siding on the house. Inside. Took about a year and a half to get this all done, and not quite all done yet. Need a few places, and I need to finish up yet. Uncle Herb built the front porch, and I helped him. The only thing I didn't help with was the roof that he put on. Got all the, there's one patch on the front of it there. You can see that I don't have the siding on yet, but maybe this next week we'll get busy and redo a little more. Roof on last Memorial Day. Mark Rupp helped, Lee Flick, Dad Orlo, Ryan Durst, my hired man, Chuck helped one a little bit for one day. That's about all sides of the house. Guess that ought to be enough. Don't have much of a yard. Had it all tilled up and going plant grass before Margaret and Cheryl got here, but rained so much didn't get her done, so we'll just keep mowing it short and tilling it up and wait until the fall, I guess. Round bales for next winter's feed supply for the cattle. Bale standing on top of it. Kind of line them up one at a time. Make a row out of it. They take a little toll with the weather, rain and so forth, but it's a cheap way to roll up forage for the cattle. Alfalfa out there, it'll probably we'll cut next week. Way on out there, the wheat getting pretty close to ripe, probably within a week. There's a bunch of bales we had. I think there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 14 of them that were left over from last year. We just put them out so the cattle got something to rub up against and chew on a little bit when they run out of pasture or want to just sit around and relax. Hi, old gal. She's a pretty good old dog. She jumps up on you sometimes, but we have a good time. Feller we're probably getting ready to use here in the next week for about 5 long days. Try to gather in the sheaves. Different swather than I had a year ago. Got John Deere. One of Dad's friends retired. Orland W. Gearing. Mom, you might remember him. Orland and Helen, they had 4 girls. Kathy Wandray was a real good friend of Kathy's. But anyway, we bought his swather. Mark has a Heston now, so we each have one. There's the old lawnmower we had. Kind of got it ready for Chuck's mower, kind of give out. Brent's got a big yard, so I'm going to give it to them, let them trade back and forth. I don't know how that's going to work, but they can do the hauling. The cooker that we used to cook the rehearsal dinner in, Dick Gearing and I, the guy that owns the butcher shop here in town, have 2 of these. We do a lot of, not a lot, but some barbecuing for people. We did his folks' 40th wedding anniversary, served 900 and some people. MCC sale, we do anywhere 600-700 people. And odds and ends, we just done a little bit, do our own thing here. And we cooked 2 40-pound roasts. Dick took one of them and we used the other here at home. That's what they look like, what we doing, and they're stainless steel. Sets in there in a rack like that. There's a top that goes on that so it holds all the meat in. We can do about 300 pounds at one time. Go in there and we just keep it lined with charcoals in the bottom in those baskets there, so that don't get it too hot. Keep an even heat. Takes about 8 hours to cook beef or whatever. Up to 180 degrees. Pork we cooked to 170. So that's what it looks like.
Oblong egg-shaped deal.
Yeah.
And about some other things. I came home, some stuff that needed to go in the freezer. I bought a loaf of bread and ice cream, put them in the freezer, milk in the refrigerator, put all the stuff away. Well, there was this folded sausage wasn't there. I only lived about 2 blocks from the store. So I looked at the receipt, it was on there. I took that receipt and went back, and I showed it to the checkout girl. I said, but she checked, the girl checked out when another girl put it in the sack. She says, I remember the girl putting it in the sack. I said, well, by George, it sure wasn't there. So, well, we just do you another one. Maybe it so happened that she picked it up and put it in somebody else's sack. So she walked to the meat counter and she got me a different package. It was 3 cents higher. I offered to give her 3 cents. She said, no, that's all right. I came home. Most of the time, they put the groceries in these flexible plastic bag, light plastic bags. Well, this was a heavy paper sack. I took my groceries home. Walked by this groceries, that's paper sack, looked in there, and there was this darn sausage standing up right on the side of the paper sack. Quit that! It wasn't there. Until, you know, when I came back, then I just happened to see the stuff standing
Yeah.
on the, which if I'd have tried to do that darn thing, would never would have stood that way.
Oh, I don't ever recall you guys spilling tea. No. Not
Remind
sticking
me
your
if
finger
I
in
ever
there.
take these two out to a restaurant.
Put them in opposite ends of the
Separate
table.
them.
Uh-huh.
Probably shoving you down the crack on my head.
Okay, so I just reaching over there together, like, please pass the tea, I said, please. And she said, she bought my arm, and she said, see, there you go. That's really weird.
I'll bet it's your fault the keys got locked in the car then too.
Yeah, that'll be that.
That's right, Nathan, you tell it. You straighten him out.
You tell him to act like a mature adult.
I'm not gonna. Where are you going to take that camera? Can you do a somersault?
Let's do a somersault. Do a somersault. Come here. Do a somersault. Can you do one? Can you do a somersault? Come on, do one.
Do a somersault.
Do a somersault.
It goes down so hard.
Do a somersault.
There you go.
Okay, now, okay, Kim, now try
Now
to
you
Kim
do
doing
one.
a somersault.
Do a somersault.
Kim, you're next, come on now. Oh, come on, you can do it. Kim's next.
I don't want to throw something at a joint.
Yeah.
Don't you want to do a
Nathan,
somersault?
show your muscles to Jeff.
Show your muscles.
Show your muscles.
Let's see your muscles.
Show your muscles.
Let's see your muscles.
Come on. Show them.
Show your muscles.
Okay, Kim's next.
Nathan.
Hey, dude.
Nathan.
Hey, dude.
Nathan. Show your muscles. Nathan. Nathan.
Look
Here.
at Daddy.
Look. Nathan.
Let's not shove this on the floor.
Nathan, look. Look here, Nathan. Show your muscles. There you go.
I'm not right in the way.
How old are you? Tell us how old you are. Are you one? Show us.
How old are you, Nathan?
One with the...
There you go.
How old are you? Huh? How old are you?
Where's my grandpa?
Where did Grandpa go?
Do your grandpa wave.
Can you do your grandpa wave?
Where is he? Wave to Grandpa?
Where are your ears? I'm gonna do that.
No, that's enough.
You think he's out there?
What I'll do is tell a story of what happened at the dance. I'll try to sugarcoat it as possible. Kim did a very stupid thing. Guess what? She locked, and she'd like to tell you she locked the keys in the car. Can you tell us exactly how this happened? And
Well, I brought the evidence with me.
Did Jeff, when Jeff found out, did he say, oh honey, don't worry, we will correct the solution?
I love you, not the keys.
I love you without the keys, he said that. Well, tell Grandma how you lock the keys in the car, because this has got to be for prosperity. No, I don't think it's that stupid, but maybe some people do.
You wouldn't be interviewing me if it wasn't stupid, do you?
That's true. That's true. But,
Isn't this the stupid hour?
so after we,
Well, I had to go get Brent's keys. Because I was keeping Brent's keys.
it was Brent's fault?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was safekeeping Brent's keys so nobody would get in his car.
Yeah.
So I went out to get his keys. In the meantime, I took part of my keys with me.
Part of your keys, yes, okay.
Because the rest of them were in the car already.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, this really gets hairy. Okay, go ahead.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
It's about 10:15 too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So part of my keys goes with me.
Okay.
I get his keys out of the car.
Okay.
I must have set one set down.
Must have.
Well, I had Brent's with me.
Must have. This is not must have, this is facts.
Okay, I had Brent's keys with me.
Yeah.
I grabbed my keys.
Okay.
Okay, and I locked the door and left.
Unlocked the door and left.
Well, then I realized the set I had wasn't the right partial set.
So,
So I went back and said, oops, I locked my keys.
tell Grandma how we cured the problem.
We tried everybody else's car keys in the whole building.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and Jeff Jeff was being a very good gentleman, I want you to know.
He was betting it by $5 it wouldn't work.
Yeah, right.
He got rich off the deal.
So at 1:30 in the morning, you and I are driving all the way back from Moundridge, all the way back with a new set of keys, and then all the way back again.
But he said it was no problem. Then Jeff gave me another set, and I will never take these two keys apart again.
Now let's hear about the iced tea at dinner.
Hey, there's no ice
Oh,
tea.
no, we gotta get Howard, about Howard and
Hey.
his hand.
Cheryl reached across my plate and had biting.
No.
Yeah, look, he's got teeth marks to prove it. Teeth, they're about like
Right.
this size.
That's right. We gotta get,
And then Cheryl spilled my tea.
I spilled your tea.
He spilled my
Let's go outside and take right on.
Okay, well, say goodbye, Cheryl.
Bye.
Hey, Lester. Say hi.
Hi. Tuesday, Monday's the 3rd, so. You think it's the 5th, so it'd be Wednesday? I thought Bella said on the 4th, Tuesday. Cause I work.
Am I in it?
Yeah.
I am? No.
Say hi to Grandma.
I'm gonna run home.
All right.
Take care.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Cheryl, I'm gonna run home.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Glad to see you again.
And Margaret said you'll probably be back here about next year.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
What is your work? What do you do?
Well, we're budgeting for Litton Industries. We make navigation systems for fighter aircraft. We have a plant in Grants Pass, Oregon, and Salt Lake City, and then the R&D portion of it is in Woodland Hills, California. Once it's after it gets out of the R&D process, then they send it up to Salt Lake and Grants Pass, Oregon for production. They make those by the thousands. I got plenty.
Did you say?
Yeah, Litton.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the divisions that Litton has. We got 23 years in. It looks like the aerospace is about ready to dim down here a little bit, so I don't know what I'll be doing next year at this time, but
Does that something to do with cutting the defense budget?
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
All tied together.
Yeah, we've been cutting back for a year and a half, and it'll be worse the next couple of years. Yeah. Well, we'll probably see you next time around.
Okay.
Okay, take it easy.
Do in your youth and older age. Up, God save that. Up, and go ahead, show Grandma. Go ahead. Show Grandma how you smoking those cigarettes, sucking on those butts.
I'll edit that out.
I'm hiding it. It's
Show
not
Grandma.
there.
Show Grandma how you can put that cigarette in your mouth. Go ahead. Yeah. Sitting out here sucking on cigarettes. I've told her and I've told her and I've told her again and again. Her mother has told her. Her father, I don't know.
I tell you, I couldn't believe it. Jeff picked up a stick about this size. Took it, figured it was going to lay down. It's you.
Well, that's why, you know.
I thought she's just a good stick.
Oh, she's a good dog. She's a good dog.
The muddy on top. Very.
She just wants to be loved, you know. Well, oh.
Hey.
Go.
What was that story you were telling me last night? About what?
What? You're going to tell Grandma?
What the dog had?
What?
Howard was telling you.
when Brent skinned the coyote.
Oh no! Oh no! You going bye-bye? No, no, no. Stay here and play with Sugar.
Play with Cheryl.
Stay here and play with Sugar and I. Oh, Sugar. Come on, Sugar. Come on.
Scrape that mud off her back.
This is a good girl.
Off now one day when you and Grandpa made custard.
Yes, when we made custard. Well, he can work that thing better than he used to.
Yeah, there's a water dish over here.
Don't tell him.
What'd you say, Kim?
So water dish over there.
I don't think we'll be. I'll get my own. You'll probably booby rig.
Come look at him.
You'll probably booby rig.
Probably call first.
Well, don't stay home.
Okay.
Don't. Feel how they got a hold of it. You put your thumb there, and you ground corn with it. Or you did ironing. I think that's the Indian ironing thing. It is. You iron your clothes with that.
You heat it up first.
Yeah, you heat it up.
Must be hard to hold.
Well, it would, but after a while you get calluses. Take one of these home. You might want one of them.
Better check your luggage before you leave.
I would. That is. What is it?
Smear it on his hand.
What is it? Dirt?
What are you eating?
No, I think he just got choked on his own spit.
What are you having in your mouth, sweet? Here, just in your mouth open. Ah.
Did you eat a bug? Did a bug fly in there?
Did a bug fly in
One
your
of the
mouth?
Nicky bugs fly in?
Oh, fake. That's always taking fake. Show us where your knees are. Where are your knees?
Sugar.
What?
No, you just lie down there. Cool. You just
Lie down, be cool, dude.
Lay down and wait. Cool.
Then look, the head down.
Whoa! Gonna get you, gonna get you.
It's still on there, even.
Here, do like this.
Come here. We'll do it on. No.
There.
Grass. You should do that on the grass.
I can go back and get more. Yeah.
Why do you want to go inside?
No, let's stay out. Mom's kitchen will be out here
Sugar's
soon.
laying down there now. You can't go in.
Why do you need to go inside? What do you want in there? There's nothing inside.
Wave to Grandpa Knight.
Do your Grandpa Night wave.
Hey! Hey, Nathan. Hey, good buddy.
Look at Grandpa.
Here, give that to Grandpa.
Go give that to Grandpa.
Tell him it's sugar poop. Tell him to feel it, and then I'll tell him what it is. Feel it. Does it feel like velvet?
Yeah.
You know where I got it?
No.
Out of my nose.
You eat some more.
Pretty big booger.
Yeah.
True colors shining.
When we were going out kicking him out,
You got black boogers.
we were going upstairs, John and Bonnie were standing in line. John said, here's John and Bonnie. I hear an airplane.
Airplane. See that airplane? See? Look at that. See it? Too bright, isn't it? See it go? See it go? There it is. Look it. Let's go out. There it goes. See it? Look.
Why is Mark depressed?
Got 50 acres hay. Can't find the window.
From the
Wind yesterday.
wind yesterday.
Didn't find any of them?
They're just all balled up together.
Oh.
He rakes them together, then there'll be big clumps that are as big as a round bale.
Hey, Nathan, let's not sit on the Go see Grandpa and I. Go sit on his lap because we gotta go back on it. Go play a little bit, okay?
Howard, tell your mother about his bailing incident. You gotta tell your mother about it now because we documented just about everything that happened out here now. Kim confessed to hers. Now I think you ought to tell your mother exactly what happened. About you bailing 2 hours without knowing the bailer was there.
Well, it wasn't quite that bad.
Oh, okay. So I sugarcoated it.
Now I'll tell his story if you won't say another word.
Okay, I promise.
I started out yesterday from the yard at 5 minutes to 1. And I told everybody I'd be home by 2. And I got 1.5 miles down the road, and I turned around and looked, and the baler wasn't behind me. It had come off when I hit a bump. So I went to the neighbor, and he was there with his tractor, lifted up the baler, hooked it back on, hooked the hydraulic hoses back up,
No.
and was in the field at 10 after 1. And I was still home by 2
Nathan,
o'clock.
get off it.
End of story.
The real story now, as reported into the Moundridge Review, Howard Knight bailed for 2.5 hours without knowing that the baler wasn't there. The Mound Hills Review?
Yeah, just keep going.
Just pick it up from wherever.
Well, it was reported that he bailed for 2.5 hours and didn't know the baler was there. Neighbor came up, knocked on his cab, and he said, what? He said, what are you doing? He said, well, I'm bailing. He said, well, you got to have a baler. That's the way it was reported in Moundridge Review. And that's the truth, told right here.
On Pebbles,
The Holderman asked, did you plan to bail here?
The what?
The Holderman asked, did you plan to bail here?
Yeah, the Holderman asked, did you plan to bail here? And he said, no. He said, I was too embarrassed, he said. That's really how it happened, Grandma. Not the way your son's telling it.
Ed.
This little dog of mine named Holly, one day I came home. Well, anyway, I was here.
Started the beginning of the story.
What is the beginning? That's the beginning. Oh, the beginning.
Bill and Brent had been hunting.
Coyote hunting one day, and they killed a coyote, and they skinned it and hung the pelt up over here on a post, and it was hanging there for months and months and months. Anyway, I don't know. This is several months ago, though. I came walked to the living room, and Holly was sitting on the divan, chewing on something, and I looked at it, and looked kind of funny, and I picked it up, and Brent was sitting at the table, and Howard was close by, and I said, what is this? And Brent said, that's a coyote, Peter.
How long was it, Himmel? About how long?
About this long. And I said, a what? And he repeated. And so I threw it in the trash as fast
No,
as I
she
could.
has it pickled. It's true. I saw it in the cupboard.
Oh, gross.
She says, are we going over there? Somebody said, yeah, we're going to go over and see their puppies. And your daughter said, yeah.
Bye.
And she pointed to me, he's probably the father.
Bye-bye.
That's your daughter talking.
I didn't say that.
You did too.
He's making things up.
See, that's
Surely not.
No, you wouldn't think a nice girl like that would say something like that, would you?
Harry.
Get her out of it. She's downwind, Grandma, so she didn't shower today.
Ferd,
Give me that big stick.
tell Grandma a story.
Let me show you the 11-foot pole marks from guys that wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Woo! Ooh, I wish I would have thought of that one. I love it. 11-foot pole mark. People with that shirt with a 10-foot pole. Ooh, dog diggity.
Oh.
Tell Grandma a joke.
I don't know anything jokes.
Well, Grandma likes a good filthy joke down then too.
Grandma like a good joke.
Yeah, he tells pretty good jokes.
Yeah, she does sometimes. Yeah.
Cheryl, we told you what sex and rain have in common, didn't we?
Yeah, something about the neighbor always gets more of it.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Sex and snow. You never know how many inches you're going to get or when it's going to
Oh,
stop.
Judas. Or what? Or when
When it's going to stop.
Yeah, yeah.
see?
LA? LA?
We
LA?
heard all of
What's his name? King?
Rodney.
Well, I don't know. I'd have to get up there and inspect that to really get it done.
Should we go get a ladder?
We should probably inspect that roof.
Did you have a valley where you had?
Or you would be gagging.
What?
Maybe it was from looking at us.
Get off me, bug.
Not too Bengali at all.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
When I was telling
Work.
Brent, I
Easy
said,
dog.
Yeah.
they said, okay, we're ready to shoot you guys. I said, oh, Mercy, I gotta go. And he goes, what do you mean you gotta go? And I said, I got the shaving cream and shoe polish. He goes, no wonder you want to make these. And I said, no, I was gonna protect your car. I'm not gonna do anything stupid. And
See, right about now, that cut gas line ought to be, they ought to be running dry, shouldn't it?
and he goes, has anybody done anything yet? And I said, no. I said, I'm gonna go do something. He goes, well, gosh, I'll almost be hurt if they don't do anything.
Miss Kim, let me ask you, what happened to the registry?
To the what?
The registry.
The guest book?
Yeah.
I gave it to the mom.
When?
Late.
Because it was still there when we left. Oh, we believe it.
Dueling dogs.
No, well, I picked up all the guest book pages that were still laying there. Probably, we were still rounding up things during that time, and I gave her the pen and everything.
Hey, bud.
Hey, knock
I'm
it
in
off,
between
you guys. Come over here, Chig here. Just trying to be a nice. That dog ain't nice a bit,
Huh?
is he?
This little
Yeah.
thing.
Whippersnapper.
Ain't nice to do a nice dog like yourself, boy. Sure. Go
I
over,
got
and,
caught in the middle.
go over and bite her head
I
off.
got caught in the middle. and
You're
got
the
a big
tougher one.
Did you scratch?
bit.
You got bit?
No, one of them, I think it's her teeth marks. They don't, you know, you tell them to quit and they don't. And I hit both of them and they just ignored me and just, no!
She's thirsty.
Well, there's water over there.
But Mom, that's too far to go, and I'm not protected by you.
She can protect herself. As well.
So anyway, they start fighting?
Howard, at night he reads Louis L'Amour book. So he's reading her, and then she's on the bed, and he'll take that book and hold it up like this and do like this, come down real slow, and she growls. All the time. She starts growling. The other day I was reading the book like this, the person was growling.
It was coming down on your face.
No, well, I was just holding it here, and she was behind, you know.
If she gets a hold of his nose, this is one for the beepers and boppers. Let her get a hold of your nose, Howard.
And we'll send it into.
We're talking $10,000 here.
Yeah, we're talking.
We're talking a new tractor now. It might cost you a new nose, but we're talking a new tractor.
No, you've been. That's enough. Poor thing. She's growling.
Watch it. Oh, geez. I wouldn't get down there. She's got that nose.
Well, this is what Uncle Ralph gave me, and Gail brought it over sometime in April or May, I think. Margaret's going to film, and I'm going to start him up.
Okay, now start it up.
Oh, there it goes. Whoa.
try to pop a wheelie. Okay, bye.
Margaret, he's coming. Go get her. I'll tell Margaret.
Go tickle.
I'll tell Margaret. I'll tell her.
Hey, guys! I'm going to do it! It's got such a shrill.
Sit down, Margaret.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to...
My next pet.
You better go.
Harvest 1991. Mike and Kate are doing a little gleaner. Raptor's coming up there with a John Deere. Been finding humid, cloudy, not a lot of sunshine. Everybody gets nervous. That's what Kate looks like. Isn't really the best of harvest weather, a few clouds, not much sunshine. But today's the best day we've had so far of 2 days. We need about 4 days to get all done, 196 acres. That's Mike and Loretta's house. Mike and Kate unloading a load of wheat. Bin load of wheat. There's Ralph.
Hey, there's a wheat stock. Take out the wheat stock. Oh, you better video camera.
You.
It's kind of sad to see the wheat go away, isn't it?
Oh, you think?
Yeah. Will we do some more tomorrow?
Yep.
When will it end? What day will it end? When? Matters how soon we get the wheat done. Matters how quick we are. Oh, so ready to figure it. Am I here?
Yes.
Rain.
Making an angel?
Burying myself. Could you help me bury myself? I can't see what I'm doing. Can you help me?
Yep. That's Sophie's 90th birthday.
Yeah, here you've been doing some farming, you know?
Or you can type it out as well.
Don't make us come find you. What's that?
sun is beaming. It's singing happy birthday. It's not supposed to till the lightning. Blow out your wait, it's playing now. Hey, quiet! Can you hear it?
Well, instead, what I've done was, everybody's happy birthday. I have no
Candle.
Yeah, that's a.
Oh, he's got it. Where's it? No, the candle. Oh, the candle.
It's either the candle or Chuck is whistling it.
Okay, blow out your candle.
Chuck can't whistle that good.
So, throw out the candle.
Blow out the candle. No, that's not gonna work. You gotta be able to. Let me see more like this. You got the It used to be over there. Come here.
Okay.
Cheese!
1, 2, 3.
I like it. Well, we also.
1, 2, 3.
How old was Grandma there? Was it 47, did they say? What year was Grandma born? 77. I think 77. No, so she was 20. She was 20.
Ready to hit somebody with a chair?
Going through all that.
What happened to it?
How old were you then? How old were you? These are some of Grandma's roses.
Brother to Brad. BBC there.
That's brother.
On the range, yeah, they did. Oh, yes.
That's my dad.
That's
This is
rolling.
Garrett's burger. That's Roland's in.
No, mother.
No, oh, Garrett's burger.
She's on that.
Well, it was their 50th wedding anniversary. A lot of people were invited. That's Mrs. Stone. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
His name is Peloton.
There, what?
Peloton.
Who is it?
Daryl. Oh, Daryl. That's Neely. Those are my parents. That's my brother and his wife. And this is my fiance.
Yeah, but
That's okay.
He still gets on that combine?
Not that one, I hope.
And if it was Christmas, after the program and rendition of the 12 Days of Christmas, then it was time to eat again, and the candies were passed around. As the chocolate box made its way around the room, someone always took a bite out of some of the chocolates and then put them back in the
Happy birthday.
I think this is great.
Howard. Happy birthday, Howard.
I don't know whether it's gonna be a happy one or not. We're not done with him yet.
Happy birthday, Howard.
I think I'll present him for a bill for fixing up the car he wrecked one time.
Good to see you, Howard. Happy birthday.
Say happy birthday, ladies.
Happy birthday.
Say happy birthday, ladies.
Happy birthday, Howard. We surprised you. Happy birthday, Howard.
Go ahead, Mike. There you go.
Happy birthday, Howard.
Huh?
after number 3, I decided I don't care if there is a girl.
That's it. You're supposed to say happy birthday to Howard.
Oh, you are.
You're the last one.
Okay, happy birthday, Howard.
Hey, Brent, Chuck. Say happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Oh, wait, were you serious?
Everybody else was doing it. That's what he was doing.
When he grew up in Carthage, worked for Floyd and Dorothy Youngblood. On top of them, this is famous. And his cousins, Gail and Winona Knight, sit inside. I have to think about it. She's over here, sit inside, Knight. There's Mary Ann. And Aunt Irma's back here. I can find her. This is Howard's aunt. To put it in correlation would be his father and her husband were brothers. So, and they traveled all the way. Did I make sense? They traveled from Parkland. And they were going back, so they. Yeah. They're headed back. So, but anyway, just make yourself at home visiting with them. So. She's gonna ruin it.
Just lucky you didn't hear what he said when he walked in.
It wasn't nice, huh? Oh, shit. I'm doing all right.
Look at its fingers.
How are you, Grandma? Look here. Good to see you.
Did you? Well, you would have got it. You bet.
Hey, no, I've got to make up a bill here. For that car you tore up several years ago. In the nude, probably. That was 12:30. Well, I got about an hour. Did you? Yeah. Come here. Look, he's in that category now.
Did she surprise you? Did she surprise you? I never saw
Were you surprised?
Oh, honey, but you didn't come in far enough so we could see your surprise. I think when it was check building.
Yeah. Did he believe that?
I never said I was going to go check buildings. You forgot. Well, let's eat.
Now I know all them funds were on the counter yesterday, there was none today.
Yeah, but you laid around and slept on that all afternoon. What
There was
difference
bologna
makes?
sandwich, and there was 4 dozen there yesterday, there was none left today. Well, there are 3 for this.
After the fact. After the fact.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow.
Good thing I didn't go down the toy room, isn't it?
I think what I got a letter from Dad's mom, Grandma, and I'm gonna try reading it. And then if anybody has any stories, quick stories or whatever that they'd like to say about Howard, we have it on tape and we can play it back and hold it over his head later. So here it goes.
I'm not gonna leave.
Dear Howard, happy birthday, and how I wish I could walk in the door of the senior center and surprise you with a big birthday hug. But that is impossible because of age and distance. So this letter must substitute. I'm not there in body, but I'm sure there in spirit. God blessed your father and me 60 years ago on September 29th with a beautiful baby boy. That baby boy grew up into a man you are today, and I am very proud of you, and I love you very much. You, in turn, have been blessed with a daughter and 2 sons. Their lives have also meant much to me. Then came along 5 grandchildren for you and Wanda, and 5 great-grandchildren for me, plus a little one due in December. I think of Psalms 125, 3-5, regarding children. Earl joins me in wishing you happy birthday and many more. We love you, Mom and Earl.
She called this afternoon and thought it was all over with. She said, was he surprised? I said, no, not yet. Finally, she caught on. She said, oh, it hasn't been yet? And I said, no. She said, is he close by? And I said, yes.
For those of you who don't know, I'm Kim's husband. I have no first name. I've been Kim's husband for going on almost 15 years now. Not quite, but anyway, in my family is the family of storytellers, and that's why I had this idea and I proposed it to Wanda. When we were sitting at dinner here, there was a couple stories about Howard, and I thought, well, if there's a few more stories out there, it's always fun to look back on those stories later, and those people aren't around to tell them because of distance and time and whatever it might be. And I asked Les if he'd tell the first story, which was basically how Howard got all the way from Missouri to Moundridge. So Les, if you would, and you can tell it from there, or you can stand up as you like.
Well, this is kind of a surprise. I didn't know that I was supposed to have a word to say at this celebration. But I started telling him how it came about that Howard came to this community. Howard grew up in Missouri, of course. Wanda grew up about 2.5 miles from here. And it so happened that Howard's brother had cancer. And evidently at that time there was an outfit organization in Texas that knew how to treat cancer. So his brother went to Texas to this place, because of his cancer. And at the same time, a lady from this community was also there because of cancer. And somehow the communication between Howard's folks, I guess, and this lady and her husband found out that this lady's son would like to have some help on the farm. So I guess when I got home, we told Howard, and anyhow, Howard came out here and started working for Wayne Stuckey. Well, he worked for him, stayed at their place. So that's how it came about that he started seeing my daughter Wanda. And I don't know, this was, I don't know how much later after they started seeing each other. Anyhow, it was about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and they were popping firecrackers in my driveway.
You was about ready to get the shotgun. He stayed with my folks and worked for us. Drove my car to school. I don't know just what was happened that day, but he got in a hurry. He kind of tried to shove another guy out of the road. He had trouble coming home and telling me about it. Told my dad, but he finally had to come in the milk barn and tell me what he'd done. I don't know what all took place, but we made it through it.
About a week ago, I was eating with Howard at the grocery store, and this lady comes in and she says, Dad, we've got this Sunday school picnic, and parents are invited, and I know this is short notice, but here's your invitation. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying, this lady is lying.
Did you see the look I gave you?
It was 2 days later, I took it out of my shirt pocket and gave it to Moundridge.
When Howard came to Kansas, he lived with Arlene, this lady right here.
My husband, too. Yeah, we had some really fun times, but there were some really sad times. There was one time, several times, we really didn't know if Howard would come out of his condition. One time, he was overcome with carbon monoxide. Well, and Wanda too, weren't you? You weren't as bad as Howard, but I remember. Yes, you were. You had a date. And he was leaning over the fence, and we could hardly get him off the fence. You know, he was just molded to the fence. And I remember when Dr. Loganville took care of him, he said, "Now don't." His arm was like this. He said, "Don't bend it straight, because you'll break it." He was really, really sick.
He was in the hospital for a day.
Yeah. So we're kind of lucky to be celebrating today.
He's had a couple of close calls.
Yeah, and with his stomach ulcer, I had to feed him thimblesfuls of food when he came home. Little thimbles.
Baby food jars.
Smaller than that. But he was really good help, except sometimes he made me mad.
I can connect with that. I'd send him to Bend to unload a load of grain one time. And I got the combine full, and I had to go to the house. And he was still messing around trying to back the wagon in the shed to get oats unloaded.
That's because he gave me a team of horses.
He popped Milo in my pan, and I didn't like that, and he fried some squirrel in my pan. Threw the pan away.
These two could tell stories all night.
To clarify the Missouri people, the lady that I said, went to Texas because of her cancer, is the mother to Arlene that just spoke. And then it's her husband, Wayne, that Howard started working for. And the lady was just spoke. Her husband that Howard worked for.
I sent him after the tractor one night. The electricity went off so we could keep milking. He didn't come back, and he didn't come back. I had to go after him. He said, "Well, I couldn't tell your dad I needed that tractor."
Hank, you said Howard worked for you?
Yeah, he did, in the oil field. He worked for me in, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years. Got along fine. We liked each other. He tells a story, and I don't remember it quite very as well as he does. He said one day I got a little mad at him. It was only about 10 degrees outside, and I told him to go wash the pickup. And he did, and he came back happy.
You don't remember the other time you got mad? He sent me to check we checked all these wells, and I forgot to college well, western portion, and it had run, salt water had run over the tank and it got it in the burn. Somebody called and told me there was full, didn't they? Anyway, the next morning I went to work and this big 13 shoe come across that floor, and I knew right away he was mad. He asked me what I did over there, and I said I just forgot to check it, and I didn't lie to him, and we've been friends since.
Surely you kids have some stories.
Not nice. Well, the one thing I can remember is since we've been back here, I've been kind of helping out with harvest more and more and just driving and stuff, because when the boys get in the combine, you don't get a chance to drive. But we kind of took over one day for Dad and got along just fine without him in the field, and he got back and pretty soon he was in the field and pretty soon the finger came out, and I said, I didn't think I missed that all day long. I never park right or back things up or in where I'm supposed to. So it's always his mighty finger that comes flying out.
He's a relation to my brother.
Hey, Gail,
That thing right
that's it. Now, Gail, you notice how you said that. You said, he's relation to my brother. Do that again.
That's right. I also want to know, Floyd said one time how he got lost in a hayfield. I don't know how you did that.
Well, we was baling this big prairie, and we went back out there that night to stack hay. Him and another fellow that worked for us, and they was hauling it in on pickup. They just throw it off, and I'd stack it. They didn't come back, and about 2 hours and a half later, they finally got back to stack, and I said, where you? We've been lost. And we'd only been working out there for about 2 weeks.
Pretty good nap.
If my dad was still living, he could tell some better ones probably. But he was good help. I had to tell him once in a while, but that, you know, for kids, that was natural.
Probably 12, 13, and 14, 15.
Well, you started to high school then. You was old enough to drive. Not on the start, no. You was out there about 3 years.
Is that how you learned how to drive, watching him?
His folks lived in a big old house. And Lee knows what the house is like.
Here's
He lived
Lee.
in that house. Where's he at? His feet, we went out there and stayed in a bed and breakfast with Archie and his wife. The bed didn't fit Lee, and Lee's legs feet stuck way out on the bed. Remember that, Beasley? How many rooms were in the house?
17.
17, I always thought it was 30. But anyway, come home one night, I always called his dad father. And it was a little after 12, I guess, and all of a sudden I was eating in the kitchen, and father come down the stairs and wanted to know where I was been, and I said, well, we've just been messing around in town. He said, from now on, you be in here by 12 o'clock. And from then on, I was in by 11.
Sure didn't work for us.
You mean he stayed out later? You didn't get rough enough.
I know. Must have been one.
Of course, now, Howard, all's fair love at birthday parties, so if you got stories you want to tell on these people.
I don't know if Dad remembers the first date Margaret and I had. It was back back then we had backyard services. And somebody had taken ice pick and punctured my tires, and we was going to Newton. We'd been to Newton, and Arlene's brother was driving. He got a ticket for spinning the wheels on Main Street in Newton. Got thrown in jail, and I had to go bail him out. I hadn't been to work, but I don't know how long, and I didn't even have a bank account. I don't think you know about this, do you? So I went to this service station in the north end of Newton and asked this guy, I said, I work for Wayne Stuckey in Moundridge and I don't have a bank account, but would you cash a check and I'll see that I got money in the bank in the morning. This was Sunday night. He said, who do you work for? And I said, Wayne Stuckey. Well, he had wrecked with Wayne. Was it Never Goals?
Yeah.
Never Gulf Station. And he knew Wayne, so he gave me the $50 and I went out and bailed out Harold. We got in the car and come back to Heston, and we had another flat tire. So we stopped along the road there by King Motor Company, took the tire off, put the nuts in the hubcap, and Jim, I can't think of it, his mom run the sale barn in Heston, Rostetter. Stopped, picked me up, took me back to Newton to get the tire fixed. Well, in the meantime, it rained, the ditch got full of water, and the hubcap and the nuts floated down the road. Andre got home at 1:30.
That was your first date? He knows
That was the first date.
Harold was flawless.
The second date, you had carbon monoxide? Heard that whole story.
I don't know how far down the road that was.
Howard, I believe quite a bit of that story until you got to the floating nuts.
Steal them off right there. Good.
Remember the first time you made me drive?
Yeah, lost 2 mirrors on the truck.
You had to jump out of the way too, didn't you? That's nothing new for you. We were fixing fence in the pasture. I don't know how far away it was, but he told me to go drive it down here. And I said, I don't know how to drive. He said, oh, just get in there and you step on the foot feet. So I did. Ripped both mirrors off between 2 trees. And he had to jump out of the way because I was heading right at him. So I finally found a brake. Huh?
How old were you, 6?
I don't know. You remember?
Had been in 67. 68.
That was a red Ford.
68. How old was he in 68?
6.
I'm a little concerned. Howard and I worked together, and I retired from there. Who's going to keep Wanda informed when he buys a new piece of machinery? I think twice I opened my mouth when Wanda did not know that she was a proud owner or something.
That's right. I don't think that's going to change either.
Well, the story to that I'd been to Hudson, bought a new baler to come home, and Ken and Mark and I were sitting in this coffee house uptown. It was Wynn's One at the time. And I just mentioned Ken that I bought a new baler. Well, we had Ken and Pat and Mark and Marilyn over for supper on a Saturday night. The minute Ken walked in, he said, "Howard, let's go out and see the baler." And I mean, one reason Ken went like this, and he made an X and started walking out. I think he was hurt worse than I was.
Howard, you started that saying, "I thank you tenderly."
Yeah.
Kenny loves that. He passed it on to his grandson. So now when we get to Garnett, we hear, "I thank you tenderly."
I had to think of that this evening, looking at one of the pictures over there on the forecourt. The guy that helped with that hay lift was the Holderman, and what's his first name? Lawrence Packer. Packer. And they had watermelon, and they fed all of us in the morning on break at the train lift, and after we got all done, Lawrence was standing there, and he always, "I thank you tenderly, thank you, thank you, thank you." And we just kind of say that in fun now. Don't we, Beasley?
You have a few sayings, and I still don't think I know all of them.
What?
You have a few sayings, these sayings or quotes or whatever, and I every once in a while I'm learning a new one. I still don't know all of them.
Ask Ken. I was gonna say, how many Howard-isms are there?
Benny Beepser's one.
Okay. Kim, you know a few of them.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say.
He's always singing to the grandkids too, little rhymes. He does wonderful with that.
We were up at, where were we at?
I don't know.
The last trip we took, Lee.
South Dakota.
South Dakota, and come back to this museum that's, help me out, Mom.
Oh, in
Minden, Nebraska. We were
Pioneer
walking
Building?
down the aisle there, and I just saw a picture of Tom Mix in some of these antiques. And as I grew up, we had a saying, "Shave and a haircut, 6 bits. Who is the barber? Tom Mix. Good evening, friends. This is my song, matching the gas tank. Boom, boom." That's the first time one really had heard that for 38 years.
There was another guy there that, no, never mind.
Did the Knight cousins remember anything that we did bad? Or did anything good?
Well, most of it, before you left there, most of it was, I was quite a bit younger. I remember you run that service station over a car that done 57 Chevrolet you drove. I was kind of envious of that thing, but I wasn't old enough to drive. You know. Well, I'd like to have a car like that sometime.
He let you drive if you've been 6.
Different when it's necessary, I guess.
Well, I remember when the cousins from Idaho and Oregon would come back every summer. For years, they came back from every summer, didn't they?
Yeah.
And we had a strawberry roan horse, and we, all 6 or 7 of us, get on that horse and ride in the pasture. I remember that.
Out there where
Where we
your
lived.
granddad lived with.
Yeah.
Out there, yeah.
There at Pleasant Valley.
I can remember the horse, but I can't remember what color it was.
Strawberry
Being
roan.
out there. And,
Hey, Dad, the grandkids have a salute for you. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, you guys do it.
Nathan was probably about 3 weeks old
Charles, his twins. He taught our twins, well, they was king and queen at the home, barn, FFA banquet, barn warming. And you was the one of them, you took them. We got a picture of them sitting on each side of you on the hay.
How old were they?
They had about 3, I think. Wasn't very old. Well, he was a good part of the family, and we enjoyed it.
Howard, say happy birthday.
What?
Say happy birthday.
Me?
Yeah.
I am happy.
Okay, wait a minute. I want one more.
Just call me Becky.
Okay, wait a minute.
Make you feel like you got a number, you know.
I was busy talking to mom and I wasn't paying attention to what was going on.
Oh, are we doing this again?
Okay, now then, all you guys get in there.
Cameras now.
No, you all.
Y'all.
You all go.
Y'all get over here.
Y'all get it.
Talking about y'all.
Well,
Yeah,
I want all your kids okay. in there too. You don't need us.
Wanda?
Where's Wanda? Where's Wanda?
And I'm shooting way over here for Willie again.
She got a little bit lean on
This is nice because we all like each other.
Jeez, I don't think it is. There.
This one fly? You want?
I'm just recording the whole thing.
Okay, oh, one more. Okay.
Okay, that'll do it.
Okay, now let's get all Howard's fans.
The in-laws don't need to be in this.
How are they?
Yes. Where are the in-laws?
The outlaws.
The outlaws.
Are they gonna let them get close enough to each other?
I don't want the front.
Can you get them in there?
I got him.
You're right here.
That's pretty wide.
That could be a little close.
There, now.
All right. Yay.
That's beautiful.
There you go.
Okay, now.
Yeah, you can.
You're so far away.
Go on. I'll take pictures if you
Yeah.
want us to.
I just got that for posterity check.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Getting kids. See the kids. Here, you want me to take one on your camera? Oh, yeah, if you would, please. Just press the black button.
Be back there.
Sherman's gotta go and try.
What? Okay, I can
No.
stick that
There,
answer
Jeff,
there
I can see her. Just, okay.
Okay.
Camera, smile. There you go.
All right, you got 2 good smiles out of that.
We want another one.
Whoops.
Okay.
You want to stand in front of me.
There you go.
There you go. Okay. Okay.
There we go.